Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another edition of Friday Night Frenzy. After cancellations and postponements all week, we finally get to have some fun tonight. Plenty of high school hoops going on as always, and we start with boys hoops in Negaunee. The Miners and Model Towners in a back-and-forth battle all game, picking up late in the third. Austin Forbes launches from downtown, and that's right on the mark. He puts his team up by 1 point. On the other end, the Miners find themselves back in front. Jason Waterman with the hot hand tonight. That's points 15, 16, and 17. Negaunee extends the lead to 6, heading into the final quarter of play. Tucker Taylor, that was pretty easy. He finished with 15 points. The Model Towners pull within 4, but Waterman took control of this one. He finished with a game-high 22 points as the Miners hang on to beat Gwinn 51-45. And checking out some boys' scores, Marquette cruises past Menominee 80-32. Every player scored for the Redmen. Westwood wins a close one with Manistee on the road 52-45. The Patriots outscored the Emeralds 21-12 in the fourth to pull away. Nate Beckman led the way with 15 points. Ty Alderton had 14 and Blake Hewitt chipped in 12. Westwood improves to 9-4. Cedarville rolls past Engadine 80-54, and Stevenson wins by 10 on the road. 61-51 is the final from Norway. And going back to boys hoops action, the Hematites hosting the Mountaineers. This one a game of runs to start, and Ishpeming is the first at it. Hunter Smith takes it himself and gets to the rack for the bucket. And the Hematites start the game on a 7-0 run. But the Mountaineers answer right back with a run of their own. Foster Wonders kisses it high off the glass. That caps a 10-0 run for Iron Mountain. And the Mountaineers up 10-7 late in the first now. Smith inside to Darius Yohe with authority. Ishpeming on a 6-0 run. So it's 13-10 home team. But here's the spark Iron Mountain needed. Marcus Johnson gets the inbounds pass, and from half court, he makes that look like a free throw. That ties things up at 13 heading to the second quarter. And Johnson picking up right where he left off. He had a game-high 27 points as the Mountaineers improved to 13-0 with a 62-52 win over Ishpeming. And heading back to the boys' scoreboards, North Dickinson edges Bark River Harris 63-59. Forest Park wins at home over North Central 72-64. And tonight, pretty good night for hoops. The Flivers get by Escanaba 60-58. Luke Tarian tied the game with 7 seconds left. And Beauchamp stole an inbounds pass and scored in the closing seconds. Eski missed a half-court shot at the buzzer. Dollar Bay had no issues with Baraga 79-29 the final. And smooth sailing for Pickford. The Panthers beat St. Ignace 71-47. Lotz is going home with a win. 65-28 is the final over Hancock. Moving on to girls hoops now. Ishpeming and Gwinn playing a makeup game tonight. Getting it to the action, Marissa Delmont rounds the corner right to the rack. That breaks the tie. Model Towners up by 2 late in the first. Moments later, Gwynn's Lily Carey comes up with the steal. She heads down court and she gives it up just to get it back. And she's in the corner and hits nothing but net from long range. Gwinn extends its lead to 5 points. Ensuing possession with seconds remaining in the first quarter, Madison Pruitt finds Madison Mead, who beats the buzzer. She answers with a tray of her own. The Hematites down 2 heading to the second quarter. The Model Towners starting to get a comfortable lead. Gwinn gets another turnover, and it's Trish McGuire who is off to the races. She finished with 10 points as the Model Towners hang on to beat the Hematites 40-39. Ishpeming's Madison Pruitt led all scorers with 14. Taking the action to Delta County now, Gladstone at home against Menominee. Opening minutes of the game, steal on one end turns into points on the other. Jenna Node with the bucket. The Maroons out to a 5-0 lead. On the other end, the Braves working the ball a bit. Eventually it'll get to Andy Bellinger, who's in the corner. She tries for 2, but it is off the mark. But no worries. Marnia Lefebvre gets the offensive board and put back and gets fouled while doing so. She completes a 3-point play. The Braves find themselves in a hole 13-3 late in the first. To the second, that hole gets bigger for Gladstone. Sarah Barrett is good from long range to extend the lead to 13. Gladstone eventually found its way out of the hole thanks to the birthday girl. Megan Crow gets fed inside for 2 of her 22 points, and the Braves rally to beat the Maroons 50-49. And last but not least, we have Bark River Harris at home against North Central. Picking up in the second quarter, another back-and-forth game. That seems to be the theme tonight. Andy Arsenal comes up with a steal and rewards herself with a nice spin move there to the hoop, and that puts the Jets in front by 2. Moments later, Andy tries to make it a two-score game but can't get it to fall. The Broncos come up with the rebound and they are off to the races. Nice fast break there from the home team leads to a Sierra Debelek bucket, and it's all tied up at 18. Heading to the third quarter now, the Jets starting to pull away a bit. Arsenal finds J.D. Linder at the top of the key. Cash money, splash money. North Central goes on to beat Bark River Harris 45-37. And a girls scored to report. Escanaba wins at home over Houghton 53-48. Nicole Kameen paced the Eskimos with 25 points. Lexi Schaller also reached double figures with 12. And we have reached halftime on this edition of Friday Night Frenzy. Still to come, the Northern Michigan hockey team is back in the Barry to welcome the 13th best team in the nation. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Friday Night Frenzy. Northern Michigan's homestand continues this weekend with number 13 Bowling Green in town. The Wildcats found themselves down early on, but Ate Tolvanen was not going to let this game get out of hand. The Finnish goaltender would stop 15 consecutive shots and help kill 4 penalties after allowing that first goal. And his magnificent effort would give a little momentum to the Cats offense as well. Adam Roeder nets Northern Michigan's first goal on the slap shot, and that's his first goal of the season, but it wouldn't be enough to stop Bowling Green, who would end up winning in overtime. The Wildcats fall 3-2. NMU will go for a series split tomorrow evening, same time, same place. And before I say goodbye, Super Bowl 53 is 2 days away. The newest member of ABC 10, John Michael Hofling, has a preview of Sunday's matchup.
Super Bowl Sunday is only 2 days away, and even though we're going to have to watch Brady and the Pats in it again, there are still a lot of interesting storylines to watch out for during the game. First off, this is Tom Brady's 9th Super Bowl appearance. If he gets to hoist the Lombardi Trophy again this weekend, he will not only break the tie with Charles Haley for most Super Bowl wins by a single player, but he will also have as many titles as any franchise in the NFL. That's incredible. Second, Bill Belichick is tied for the oldest coach in the NFL at 66 years old. His counterpart, Sean McVay of the Rams, is the youngest, a cool 32. That's a 34-year difference between the two of them, the same age as LeBron James. Also, while Tom Brady has a history of dominating in Super Bowls, this time he'll be going up against Jared Goff, 2016's first overall pick. This won't be Brady's first time squaring off against a former numero uno in the Super Bowl. In fact, this will be his third. But thanks to a certain Manning brother, those first two didn't quite go Brady's way. Lastly, this is the first time ever that both teams in the Super Bowl represent the same cities as the teams in the World Series. Boston may have gotten the upper hand on LA in baseball, but as a California resident myself, I'm hoping the gridiron shows the Golden State a little more love this time around. For ABC 10 and CW5, I'm John Michael Hofling.